Bioware's new game Anthem, set to release in February of next year, has a lot of things going for it. Cool characters, cool story, cool game design, a bunch of things that a lot of games at this moment don't have. In a world of stale and overplayed AAA topics, I do believe Anthem can step in at the right time. Now, when new games come out, people love to do one thing, and that is compare them to other big AAA games. Now, Anthem at this point is the competitor. It's the new up-and-coming challenger because it does not have a prequel. This game is the first of its kind, it is the first of this franchise, and it is going up against a lot of other games that have been in existence. A common competitor to this, even if you don't believe they are similar, these two games are very commonly compared, is Destiny. And this game, believe me, could definitely, without a doubt, destroy Destiny 2. It could kick its ass. I thoroughly do believe that. But there are a few things that this game needs to do to ensure that doesn't happen. Most noteworthy, the first thing that comes to my mind, and I think a lot of you guys can agree with me on, is do not cut content. This is something Bungie does. It is scummy, it is disgusting, and if they were able to not do this with Anthem and go above and beyond to provide people with as much content as they could possibly ask for, I think this would be a slap in the face towards Bungie. Because for those who don't know, Destiny and a lot of its competitors, but especially Destiny, has been notorious for using sleazy business tactics to cut the player out of content that they deserve. Most noteworthy, when DLC comes out for the game, this content has already been made in advance for the game, and it's just scrapped and put to the side so they could charge you more for it later. It's inherently dishonest to charge it as downloadable content as if it was something that was made afterwards. Really, it was just made before, and they decided to put it behind a paywall. So in reality, you're getting a $20, $30 game for your $60 price, and the rest of the content that you should be getting for free, they're hiding behind a paywall. This has been done since the release of the first Destiny in 2014. Now, what does this mean for gamers? Well, if Anthem is able to pull up and do something like EA is doing with Battlefield 5, which is without a doubt damage control, and I think, again, EA running Anthem as well may follow in that same path of damage control by, of course, giving players free DLC for Battlefield 5, which definitely does give that game an edge above its competitor Black Ops 4. And I hate to make equations like this because a lot of these games really aren't similar, but unfortunately, that's the way a lot of these games are compared. Battlefield and Call of Duty will always be compared back and forth. Overwatch and a lot of its other competitors will be compared back and forth, PUBG and Fortnite, and it seems like Anthem and Destiny are just the two games that are up against each other this time. So again, definitely, I'm telling you, Bioware, I'm telling you guys, please, whatever you do, do not cut content. If you do, that will be catastrophic, I'm telling you, because if you don't, you'll be able to win a lot of people over the hearts and minds of a lot of fans who are very, very fed up with games like Destiny, scrapping content and charging people for it later on. Another thing to keep in mind is multiplayer, because there have been some discussions about multiplayer online, and when someone asked one of the lead developers on Twitter, he said they'd be open to thinking about it, but at the moment the game does not have nor is planning to include multiplayer. Now, if they decide to add it, which I think they should at some point, not at launch, but at some point, I think they should add regular multiplayer, regular PvP, just to keep the game alive and fresh. I think if they do, this has to be polished, man. This can't be some joke of a multiplayer that people throw down in a couple minutes, because if you do, people will move way back to their very competitive AAA titles. When you're a new game, you have to have something that blows people out of the water, because you can't afford to have low standards. You can't afford to lower the value and entertainment of your fans, or else they'll just move on to another franchise and they won't even think about you again. One thing I'll say about Destiny is that the multiplayer at times gets very repetitive, very boring, very fast. And a lot of people feel that there isn't much of a skill gap because you get to use pretty much any weapon you unlock in PvE in your multiplayer experience, which for me is kind of annoying because if I haven't unlocked a certain gun, I'm not able to use it where other people may be able to. And the unlocking of it is pretty much just total random in ways, or hours and hours of unrealistic grinding. So for me, I think Anthem should be more of a MLG, a PvP, a really, really rigid, competitive game. And if they're able to do that well, while telling a very compelling story, I think you may have something really, really special that could definitely beat Destiny and the rest of its competitors. Again, it's a very, very tough balance, and as much as I hate to compare the two games, I think realistically, the rest of the market and the rest of the community really is. So that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching the video. My name is Matt over at Anthem Central. If you guys did enjoy, definitely go ahead and drop a like and hit that subscribe button for more Anthem videos coming out each and every day. And this will definitely be your place to be for Anthem videos in the future. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.